One thing about Kairos is possibly tactics being attempted versus completed. He may only be able to do this with a failed previous tactic. Oh, okay. Yeah. If that's the case, then he is trash. But I don't think so. We'll have to just remember that one and see what they say about it. Um, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Faction Focus. Kharadron Overlords. Haven't done this. This is the last one. Last piece of content. What a great picture, by the way. What a great picture. I like KO. Duardin are industrious and fiercely independent, but when the Age of Chaos meant they could no longer cling to the safety of their mountain holds, many took to the skies in wondrous airships seeking adventure, fame, and above all, profit. These are the Kharadron Overlords, descendants of the Khazolid empire of old, who eschewed the old ways as the forces of chaos encroached on the great holds, choosing instead to migrate to the skies. In time, this would give rise to an entirely new civilization of airborne merchants and privateers, powered by advanced aether gold technology, and protected from the rigors of the realms by blade and bullet. Sweet. These seasoned skyfarers can be found in all corners of the mortal realms, whether trading between the cities of Sigmar or hunting down fresh seams of precious aether gold that hang in the air like glittering clouds. They might be adventurers and swashbucklers, but they are still Duardin. Their society is governed by a strict code of laws that places acquisition of wealth as the highest virtue, but tempers rampant avarice with a labyrinthine system of articles and amendments decreed by the ruling council to keep business fair and proper. Ahem. When called to war, the Kharadron skyports dispatch great armadas of sky vessels loaded with Arcanaut troops and bristling with firepower. Their weapons are undoubtedly the greatest in all the realms. Oh? Tell me more. And uncountable hordes of chaos, death, and destruction have found their rampages cut short by a thunderous volley of aether shot from the clouds. I don't know, because whenever I look at their war scrolls, I see a whole lot of 4s and 4s. Like no rend 1 damage. Super short range shit. But I don't know, maybe we'll see. Chill. Overview. I like how this guy has being mad built into his helmet at all times. When the Age of Chaos swept across the mortal realms and drowned the world in madness, the Duardin that called the realm of metal home succumbed to demonic onslaught like everyone else. Lifetimes of successful industry and unchecked greed had made them insular and stubborn. And when they finally called for aid from Grungsson, their maker god, he responded with silence. Their salvation instead came from the spark of ingenuity that lies within. Having no other options left, they broke the chains of tradition that had hobbled their progress and began to innovate with reckless pace. New war engines powered by steam. Oh shit. Gaben in the mortal realms? And heated realmstone took flight from the mountaintops and hammered the demonic hordes from the skies. And soon great engineers began to wonder whether even their workshops and dockyards could be raised into the heavens. These floating platforms became the foundations of a new civilization in the safety of the clouds. Scorned by Grungsson, the Kharadron overlords instead placed their faith in the arcane properties of the substance known as aether gold. And though they continued to observe the ancestor gods and cast machines in their images, the might of the skyports was directed towards gathering more wealth. The bulk of Kharadron forces are naval crews trained to fight on board the ships they inhabit, using firearms to hold airborne predators at bay. These Arcanaut companies are tenacious souls compelled to fight for their aether gold shares and thus their place in society. Ahem. by contracts signed before a voyage begins, whether leaping into a melee from the gun whales. Dude, gun whales? It's me. My nickname in college. Or defending a valuable cache of loot on foot. The airships themselves are marvels of engineering, held aloft on wondrous spherical endrins, also my nickname in college, that thrum with aether gold. Ships come in many shapes and sizes, though the workhorse vessels known as Archanaut frigates are by far the most common. Each one is as much a hauler as it is a fighter, and can transport large numbers of Kharadron troops quickly across the battlefield while blasting the enemy to pieces with cannons, bombs, and aether shot. Battle traits. The mobility of sky vessels has always been bullshit. I mean, it's the core of the Kharadron game plan. And all their battle traits revolve around maximizing potential mobility. Ah, yes. There was a time where I too was kind of like that. Frigates and ironclads are called upon to transport skyfarers to far-flung objectives, critical combats, though aspiring admirals will need to be careful with their placement. The core rules now state that units set up outside of the deployment phase can't make move actions in the movement phase of that turn. Well, I mean, we figured that. Like, that was kind of a foregone conclusion, so we got confirmation. Figured. And that includes any model dropped off by an airship. Yeah, fair enough. That is a setup, after all. Once per battle. Ugh. Fly high. Okay, so instead of fly high all the time, only once per battle. Alright. That's big. That's a big downside. Pick a friendly sky vessel that is part of a regiment from which no units have been deployed. Then pick a number of units up to its transport capacity that are in its regiment. Set up all those units in reserve in the clouds. They have now been deployed. Oh, it's the deployment phase. Never mind. I forgot. Friendly sky vessel. And a number of units equal to its... So, yeah, you just deep strike with your ship, and then it's got all the guys in it. That makes sense. Yeah, just reserves. Your movement phase. Descend from the clouds. Pick a friendly sky vessel in the clouds to use this ability. Set it up anywhere outside of 9. Then set up all other units that were set up in the clouds with that sky vessel holding within 6 of it. And more than 9 from... Okay. So you land and they're already out. Okay. Yeah, we're back to Clown Car First Edition. Interesting. The actual drop pod. Reaction, you declared a non-charge move ability for a friendly sky vessel. I'm going to move here in response, maintaining priority. Sky vessel using a move ability. Pick a number of units up to that sky vessel's transport capacity, see its war scroll, that are wholly within 6. Units that have been transported this turn cannot be targets. Remove targets after Skyfall ends. You must set up each. Oh, so you just direct. Your sky vessel is here, and it's surrounded by a moat of guys, and you just push that whole thing across the table. Are you not garrisoning them? Garrisoning isn't a thing anymore. It just moves them. I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. But I'll tell you what I do like. How's that for a segue? Plasma Soul, thanks for the 10 tier 1 gifters to the community. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. A relative newcomer. As a 13-month subscriber. Anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Wow. Thanks for the generosity. Garrisoning isn't how it worked in 3rd either. You are right. It was custom garrison rules, kind of. It was... I'm not saying it was ever very great and understandable and easy and quick. But I kind of like the idea of the guys being in the ship. and moving it around, and then it lets the guys out, right? Ahem. So I think this is weird. I don't know how to feel about this. I just think it's weird. I think I liked him being in the ships. I thought it was cool. And being able to shoot from the ships, I thought that was cool. Alright. Yeah, I don't play the army. I haven't played against it a lot in the last edition. And I don't know, most importantly, I don't know what KO players want. So I don't know that I can comment on this from a positive or a negative point of view. I just thought it was cool that they could shoot from their little ships. And it's weird to push all the... Like, the guys are just running along the ground, you know? And following the ship around. Anyway, it's just kind of weird. You just watched AOS Weekly episode where Vince said he didn't know how Heywoah could have just one army. After reading Ogre Rules, any thoughts on another army? This isn't even the biggest Ogre nerf that I have lived through. You know the absolute copium meme, right? Tap the sign, don't take changes in isolation, everything is changed, cope, see, right, this thing? It is actually true. The transition from first edition to second edition, or from the first GHB to the second GHB, Ogres had way more nerfs. And they weren't even relatively. So... yeah, I've lived through Ogres being, like, Beastclaw Raiders being essentially the worst army in the game that actually had rules. I've been through that. I don't think I want to go through that again, though. That's the thing. I would rather have fun. You know? I'd rather do that. I need to play the game. I need to play 4th edition. I need to see everything. Maybe there's an artifact that gives you +1 impact hit damage, right? Maybe there's a spell that gives you +1 impact hit damage. And so now you have sub-faction, spell, artifact, and suddenly you're doing D3 +3 impacts all the time. Like, who knows? Maybe you get Overwhelming Charge, it's just printed on the Frostlord's War Scroll. You know? Maybe it's Thunder Tusks that have the ward now because they're the magic ones and they just swapped it. Yeah, I need to see everything. I need to actually play the game and figure it out. If I don't like it, I'm not going to suffer it, you know? But I think you gotta, you gotta actually, like, do it to see. Since then, Heywoah has tricked many people into joining him in the Maw tribe suffering. I felt like it was impossible to stay losing quality rules wise for 8 years. I felt like, eventually we're due. It was unlikely. We'll see. Anyway, Sky Vessel cover. Target 1 for hit rolls for shooting attacks. Target friendly Kharadron Overlord's infantry while they're holding within 6 of a... Okay. Man, just... scooting them across the ground like you're pulling them on a rug. It seems weird in my head. It just seems weird in my head. It seems goofy. I don't like it. I don't like it when they were in the ship. I don't like how it worked before mechanically. I just like that they were in the ship. Yeah. That's like a lot of nothing because I don't play this army, but it's weird. Yeah, alright. Anyway. Look, these dudes. Thunder is the coolest shit in the army. They accidentally made him too good last edition. Special procurement. Once per battle. This is a battle formation, which is the new name for sub-faction. Pick a friendly, non-unique Kharadron Overlord's hero that does not have an artifact of power. Give that hero 1 artifact of power. Oh. Awesome. Yeah, alright. I wonder if this is good. Can we see some artifacts of power? Oh, we actually can. Let's go. The Endrineers can grant one of your fine officers a choice of 3 artifacts to bolster their personal skills. The wonderfully named Blazebeard and Sons Drakhabla Magbolas, dude, these names, are a great tool for stopping the rampages of a charging monster. Don't worry, it's been hobbled plenty before the game even started. While the Celestium Burst Grenade nullifies wards before a critical fall. See, they were really thinking for me. Can't nullify a ward if I don't have one anymore. Fucking got him. Am I right? Alright. Once per battle, any shooting or combat phase. The Blazebeard and Sons Drakhabla Magbolas. Good name. Declare. Pick an enemy monster within 12. Once per battle, any shooting or combat. Okay. Until the start of your next turn, subtract 1 from the number of dice rolled when making charge rolls. Yeah. Why not? Sure. I love rolling 1d6 charges. Once per battle, your shooting phase. It means once per game, right? Anyway, once per battle, your shooting phase, Celestium Burst Grenade. Pick an enemy 12. Ward rolls cannot be made for the target for the rest of the turn. Setting up the big combo, sure. These are all once per battle. I don't like that. But at least they all work. At least they didn't make the unbelievably stupid decision to have a once per battle that has a 1 in 3 chance of doing nothing every time you roll, right? Thankfully, we've kept that sort of bad game design in 3rd edition, where it belongs. Am I right? Am I right, gamer? Am I right, gamer? Once per battle, reaction. Opponent declared a spell ability for a wizard within 30. Auto unbind? Jesus. Alright, so you get yourself an auto unbind. That's the shit. Alright, this is the shit. These artifacts are the shit. Nice. I'm taking this one no matter what. Look, these other 2 are good. This one really will hobble a monster. It will. And this one over here, copium for people who think there's more wards in the game than there really are. And there's fewer than there used to be. That spell is unbound in this edition. I'm in. Also, picking in deployment is cool because now you can custom tailor it to the army you're playing against. Much like my idea for adding sideboards to AOS was that you could choose all of your optional war gear, artifacts, traits, sub-factions, spells. You could choose all that after you see who you're playing against. Which they're doing just a little bit of. I love picking in deployment. Unit focus. Oh, here he is. Dwarven Cave Johnson. Lord Magnate of Baraknar, Brokk Grungsson. 8 health, 3 up save, 12-inch flying move, 2 control, oof. Grungson's boast. 18-inch, 1 attack, 3 and 2, 2d3 plus 3. That's a big fucking gun for a dude on foot. Well, he's not on foot. He is actually in a robot exoskeleton. And there's guns in his mustache. So, hey, alright. The Magnate's Charter. 6 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1-2. Shoot in combat. You didn't have to take a sub-faction for that. Why does he have more move than a Stonehorn? Because he has a jetpack. He's in a robotic exoskeleton like jetpack thing. That's fine. It makes sense. Brock's Aethermatic Sar. 5 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2-2. It's pretty decent. First rule of Grungsson. Any combat phase. Pick up to 2 other friendly Skyfarer units within this unit's combat range to be targets. Add 1 attacks characteristic of the target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. And it's pick 2 other friendly Skyfarers, so he cannot choose himself. So you are like Alpha Strike melee guy for your saws and sky pikes kind of thing. Interesting. Skyfarer keyword. I wonder if the boats have the Skyfarer keyword. They probably don't. If they do, it's kind of funny though, because you could choose a boat for this. It doesn't say infantry. Once per battle, your movement phase. Command the fleet. Pick up 3 visible friendly sky vessels. Oh yeah. Skyfarer here, sky vessel here. Never mind. Answered it. Hold in 24, huge range. And are not in combat. Each target can run and still shoot and or charge. Okay. That's good. End of any turn, mustache mounted Aether Blasters. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll D3 on a 2-up, inflict amount of mortal damage to the target equal to the roll. Oh shit. Damn, that's as much as a Stonehorn impact hit. That's a gulping bite, except end of every turn. I think he's kind of cool. I wonder if you're gonna try to do some sort of like running and charging sky vessel frigate, dump them out, and like melee. I don't know if you're gonna do that or not. But all his little doodads and bells and whistles seem pretty cool. I just wonder if they're pointed in the right playstyle direction. I actually don't know. We'll have to see how this turns out. Yeah, the mustache guns are kind of nice. Argonaut frigate, here we go. The medium size. 3-up save, 12, 15.
Why are we still here?
Okay. Aether shot carbines. 12-inch range, 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1, 2. Shoot in combat. And one of the following. Sky cannon or sky hook. They're both basically the same, except the one is anti-monster and the other does a D3 plus 1 instead of a D6. Better wound. I assume there's a rule. Assault boat. This unit cannot use this ability if it is in combat or has used run or retreat, unless you're with the other thing. Pick a number of units up to the transport capacity that are wholly within 6 of it and have not charged. Then make a charge roll. Move the targets from the battlefield, then the unit can move a distance, and then you set up the targets. And then you have strike first. Core, move, charge, okay? So you essentially roll a single charge roll, and then pick up all your guys, and then put them there. So you don't have to make 2 charge rolls, which would be a lot worse. Okay. It's the assault boat still. That's great. This unit can transport up to 2 friendly Kharadron Overlords infantry units with a combined model count of up to 12. Okay. So 2 6s, a 10, and a foot hero or something. Okay. Yeah, combo potential with Grungsson for sure. Medium boat racks. Sorry, medium bomb racks. Pick an enemy unit that does not have fly. Pass across it, roll 6 dice for each 4-up, a mortal wound. Alright. Going fully passing across is probably kind of tricky, though. And you got a bunch of boarding weapons here. So you have 4 shots, 3s and 3s, 1, 2, shoot in combat, and then 2 shots, 4s, and we'll just say 2s, 2 D3 plus 1. I thought the Skyhook or the Sky Cannon would have rules, but I guess they don't. So we just compared these two right here. Anti-monster, but it's a D6, and D6 damage sucks. D3 plus 1 is slightly more consistent on the low end. Extra wound, no anti-monster. Okay. No combo. Okay, let's read. Each target can use a run ability and still use shoot and or charge abilities later in the turn. Your charge phase assault boat. Can't use this if you ran or retreated. Keywords core, move, charge. So it does have the charge keyword. So it leads me to believe that it is a charge ability. But it also has move and core. And it specifically says you can't up here. I think since it has the charge keyword, it counts as a charge ability. I'm going to put the chances of this being an actual combo that works at maybe 64.75%. I'm not sure. But I think it's above 50%. Might work. I wouldn't bet money on really anything, but Sky Wardones, 2 health, 4 up save, 12-inch flying, you love to see it. Vulcanizer pistol, 10-inch range, you don't love to see it. Shoot in combat though, 3 attacks, 3 3s, 1 1. A third can take Aethermatic Volley Gun, which is 15-inch range, 2d6 attacks, that's annoying. 4s and 4s, a 1. Crit 2 hits. Okay, so just a bunch of shots, right? Machine gun. A third can replace their weapons with Skywarden Heavy Weapon, Grapnel Launcher, Skyhook, or Drill. Pardon me. The sneeze. Anyway, third can replace their weapons with a Skywarden Heavy Weapon. Oh, they just call it Skywarden Heavy Weapon, and then you use whatever you think look the coolest? Okay, neat. One shot 4s and 3s will always miss. Enjoy. It's like a 10%. It's like a 15% chance of actually getting anything out of that. All right, champion cannot replace their weapons. Boo. People modeled their models to be this way for the last 3 editions of the game. But alright, change your mind now. Fine. End of any turn time charges. Pick an enemy unit in combat with it on a roll a d3 on a 2 up. Inflict an amount of mortal damage equal to the roll. Hey, it's end of every turn. The unit can immediately use the retreat as if it were in movement phase without any mortal damage being inflicted to it. Damn. That's a battle trait right there. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, on any of the War Scrolls we haven't seen, they could just have a box that has something like this written there, right? Grunstock Thunder. Now, here we have... Okay, these are a little simplified. Yeah. Fumigator or Deck Sweeper. Mortar or Aether Cannon. So we're condensing. We're condensing these. Did they lose 1 attack? Yes. They used to have 3 attacks on the Sky Pike. And it was the Engine Riggers that only had 2 attacks, but they were the ones with Ren 2, D3, I think. They do crit 2 mortals, though. Which is kind of nice. Alright, Grunstock Thunderers, they used to have a lot. Now they have 3. Anti-infantry +1 Ren, shoot in combat. Fumigator or Deck Sleeper. Oh no, the choking fug. Remember that rule? The choking fug? I'm so sorry to see it go. I think the chemist also had that, right? Standard bearer, champion. 18-inch range. 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. 10, 5, 3, 4, 1, 1. And then 2, 4, 3, 1, D3. Okay. I like the mortar. but I like long range, so what are you going to do? 2 out of 5 can replace Thing with Fumigator or Deck Sweeper. 2 out of 5 can replace Aether Shot Rifle and Mortar. The champion cannot replace their Aether Shot Rifle. Boo! Alright. Hey, remember a few days ago when we were first looking at the rules and I said universal champions are good? Because what a champion now universally does is +1 attacks, both in melee and ranged. Remember when I said that? And I thought that was cool. Well, apparently you're not allowed to have fun on any of those, so I rescind that statement. It's no longer fun. It's slightly fun, but they explicitly stopped the fun for those, and I'm sad. Hold position. If this unit has not used a move ability this turn and was not set up this turn, this unit's ranged weapons have shoot in combat. If you haven't moved and haven't moved, you can shoot in combat. Yeah, that makes sense. They always were. It's seemingly designed to be like melee shoot guys, for sure, even from the start. So it makes sense. I certainly don't like this don't move in the move game thing, but no, fair enough. How are you moving if you're shooting in combat? So your opponent charges you on your turn. Nope, that's after shooting. Never mind. On your opponent's turn, they charge you and attack. And your thunders somehow don't die. And then it's your turn. And you're in combat and not dead. And you haven't moved. And then you shoot. I guess that's how. It happened on the opponent's turn, and your thunderers stayed alive. Because they have a 3-up save and 2 wounds. They're actually kind of big. I guess that's what happened. A word from the studio. Sorry. You'll notice some of the weapon options have been streamlined for ease of use in-game. So you can build your unit with the options you think look best without slowing down the attack sequence. That's what we've been doing for the whole duration of Age of Sigmar. And it's a better game for it. Good to hear. Word from the studio, Sam. The biggest change to Kharadron Overlords this edition is the new way the sky vessels transport warriors around the battlefield. I tend to agree here. They no longer work like garrisoning buildings, as they did in previous editions, and instead each time a sky vessel moves, it will be able to pick up a nearby unit and drop them off again after the move. Alright. This makes the gameplay much smoother, with less room for ambiguities and the constant checking of who is aboard which ship. It also means the Kharadron Overlords player will have their models on the battlefield rather than sat off onto the side. Yeah, I guess, you know what? You do bring up a good point. It is kind of sad to have your guys off to the side the whole time instead of on the table. And it is a little bit, not that we're constantly trying to find angles or anything, but playing cups and balls, which unit was in which ship again, you know, there's an opportunity for a little angle shooting there, and we probably just want to avoid that if we can, you know. Anyway, which helps give both players more accurate assessment of the battle state. Yeah, all that stuff is true. I still think it's weird to have a sky vessel essentially pulling a carpet of a bunch of guys along with it. But that's not what's really happening in the battle. Like, they're getting on, they're flying, and then they're disembarking, and then a day later the enemy troops show up, right? Like, it's not all happening at once. And they bring up some good points. But garrisoning lets you save $100 by not actually buying Thunderer models. Did people do that? The level of cheapskate. I think this is kind of a charming color scheme, even if it is Christmas ass. I'm like, I don't mind this. I think the green slime maybe is a little too Skaven green for me, but I don't mind it. Yeah, they're hanging off the sides. They are actually being dragged, you know. They're like parasailers or something. Skyhammer Jammer Task Force. Arcanaut Company. Wham. The crap. 1 health, 4 up save, 4-inch move, 10-inch pistols, 4s and 4s, no range. Hey, they can shoot in combat though because they're pistols. 1 unit has 4 Arcanauts armed with a Privateer pistol, an Arcanaut cutter, and 1 Arcanaut armed with a Sky Pike. Wait. Oh, sorry. I was like, there are units of 5? Spearhead. Chill. Okay, they're 10s. Another unit, the other unit has 3 Arcanauts armed with a Privateer pistol and Arcanaut cutter, 1 Arcanaut armed with a volley gun, and 1 armed with a light skyhook. Yeah, you get the 2 cool guys. Cool volley gun, cool light skyhook. Nice run too. 1 shot though. Yeah, spearhead specific. I just halfway through I remembered. When hit rolls for attacks made by this unit that target a unit contesting an objective. For glory! Alright. The Arcanauts themselves are hardcore. Glory Seekers and excel at assaulting objectives with point-blank volleys from their Privateer pistols before following up with a quick few chops from their Arcanaut cutters. They are relatively fragile, however. Yeah, I'll say. I mean, nah, they still kind of are. They're not crazy fragile for 10-man battle line unit, right? I've seen more fragile. However, without the reinforcements keyword, they're vulnerable to focused attacks and fast skirmishes. You'll need to rely on your frigate's mobility to pull them in and out of combat. Can you pull things in and out of combat with a frigate? Interesting. Alright, company C+ out of 10. I don't know what the rest of their stuff is, but it looks fine. It looks fine. Funders are not as good as they were in 3rd. Gun whale. Yeah, dude, the gun whale was so fucking... I mean... Dude, the next KO upgrade... Consider the gun whale. Just throwing my credit card at the screen. Gun whale! Aircraft carrier... Zeppelin... Alright, anyway. The Sky Wardens lost an attack, Sag. But apparently having 12-inch move and flying is really good this edition, so... Got some anti-monster stuff. Arcanaut Frigate. KO plus IDK Alliance Project. Yeah, the gun whale. A meeting of the minds. Brokk Grungsson seems kind of stacked. I have noticed them trying to give... It's not that they're giving foot heroes more power. It's they're lowering the power level of everything else noticeably. And then being like, what if we snuck an extra attack or 2 attacks? Or what if we snuck a bit of Ren 2 in here? And I think they're trying to find a spot where foot heroes might be able to participate meaningfully in combats. Just based on total water level of the whole game. I wonder if it'll work out. Free artifact and your free artifact choice are dank in a good way. Interesting battle traits. Overall, KO, what do you guys think? KO is undergoing some weird changes, and they're going to play different. I kind of got to see it happen, right? But KO is always fucking weird. KO is the army more than any other army. Some armies are consistent and some armies are not. KO is the army that, at any one time, either no one is playing them, and their rules don't make any sense and things are kind of like broken, or they're the best army in the game. Everyone's complaining about them. They're oppressive, alpha strike, instant win, cheating at the game. And it seems like there's very little in between. They're either like trash or actually problematic for the metagame. And they just kind of like flip-flop between those two for the past 4 years. So I wonder which coin face we will get this time. Fly high rule has changed every edition. embarking and disembarking on a sky vessel has changed every edition. Like, all their rules, they keep kind of going back to the drawing board on. They're like the polar opposite of an of an army like Ogre Maw tribes, where they just copy paste everything every time, and they're always middle of the pack -1. Although now they're kind of mixing it up, so I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how that one turns out. I will say a positive thing about ogres. The changes to the core rules have certainly benefited the type of strategy that ogres used to employ. I just wonder how much of it they will continue to. And I'm real sorry about a lot of that stuff. Most notably Stone Skeleton being much slower and getting the complete monkey paw curl. I've been bitching about Everwinter sucking and being boring for so long, and then they rewrote it in prayer form to try to get it to be a central mechanic, which was nice of them to try to do, but it looks like totally not fun. It looks fucking dumb, and it looks like something that I never want to do. So truly, Monkey Paw has curled, and I got my wish, and it is poisoned. I don't know. We'll see. I'll still play. KO Ironclads have new Stone Skeleton, and it's good, but it's no 5-up. Yeah, it's no 5-up. Anyway, chat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching one man's descent into madness. One alchemist converting hopium into pure cobanium 265, we'll say. Yellow cake. I got the centrifuges in the back spinning. We'll see if we can find any copium in there. Thanks for watching on this weird Thursday. I will stream tomorrow. I don't know what I'll do. Well, there's at least one news thing. I'll play some EverQuest or something. We'll go on a walk. Thanks for all the support. Please enjoy your golden kappa that you've earned with your actions. Thanks a lot. And I didn't think I would ever get one of those. Those are so rare. You never see people get those. It's like 1 in 1,000 or something like that. And usually it's streamers like you heard of, and I thought on the back end maybe they like secretly slipped Twitch $20. Here you go, kid. Give me one of them golden kappas. I don't know. So that's kind of cool. Thanks for all your support. I appreciate it. Golden kappa, partner secured. It's a sign. Look, the copium. All right. We have more alchemical copium to produce, I guess, after that. You thought it was just one person at random each day gets it? Yeah, I think that is. It's either just one person or only a handful per day. So, achievement unlocked, eat shit. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the subs and the bits. And the primes. The sky isn't falling. But that was a real fucked up faction focus. That shit sucked. Sky's not falling, though. It did fucking suck.